everybody, this is Deborah, author of Memoirs of a Theater Kid, and Gavin! Hi Gavin! I have the extreme honor of getting to play Blanche Barrow in Bonnie and Clyde at Capital City Productions in Jefferson City, Missouri. Link in the description. Anyway, to say this is a dream role of mine is an understatement. I'm freaking out, y'all. I am so excited. I am so excited. Because not only am I playing such a rich character, she was a real person, and for a real person, everybody knows Bonnie and Clyde, or at least they think they do, either through folklore or through the Arthur Penn movie. Spoiler alert, they take a lot of liberties. And unlike a lot of the characters in the story, spoiler alert, she lives to tell the tale. In fact, she wrote her memoir of her time with the Barrow Gang while she was in prison, not too far from where I live, in the Missouri State Penitentiary in Jefferson City, Missouri. Yes, part of the Barrow Gang's journey went through Missouri, where I live. So, as part of my preparation to play Blanche, not only have I read her book, My Life with Bonnie and Clyde, just finished rereading it. It was wonderful. Wonderful experience again, reading it again. I will also be traveling to some locations to further dive into Blanche and the amazing woman she was and the amazing character I'm going to be playing. Obviously, the play is not 100% on par with history, but of all the research I've done, I would say that Bonnie and Clyde the musical, with music by Frank Wildhorn and Don Black and book by Ivan Menschel, I would say it's the most accurate, or at least one of the most accurate out of any adaptation of the lives of Bonnie and Clyde and the rest of the Barrow Gang. You know, some of my biggest passions are theater, history, and travel, and of course writing and other creative projects like vlogging, so I'm going to combine them all together in a series I call Becoming Blanche. One place I'll be visiting, like I mentioned, is the Missouri State Penitentiary, but I have confirmed that Saturday, March 14th, I will be staying overnight in Joplin, Missouri, in the exact same garage apartment that Blanche Barrow, as a part of the Barrow Gang, with her husband Buck Barrow and Bonnie and Clyde, stayed in Joplin, Missouri, back in the 1930s. A little history about this place where I'm going to be staying. It is featured in the musical. In towards the climax of the show, Bonnie sings her beautiful 11 o'clock number there, "Dying ain't so bad." Of course, how the events are portrayed in the musical, it combines a couple events into one. I'm not gonna give away how it plays out in the musical, but I'll tell you what happens in history. You know, that's fair game. It's, I guess, as the kids would say, it's canon. What happened in Joplin is that in Joplin, Missouri, is that Bonnie and Clyde were staying there. They invited his brother Buck to come. Buck asked Blanche to join them. Blanche did not want anything to do with her husband's criminal lifestyle or her brother-in-law's criminal lifestyle, but she didn't want to be separated from her husband, and she was afraid of what more Clyde would talk Buck into if she didn't join them. But they'd stayed there for a couple of weeks in that place in Joplin, but then the neighbors started noticing that they were acting kind of shady. Then a couple of Joplin police officers came on the scene, and the Barrow Gang, like they often did, shot their way out. Tragically, two lawmen were killed at the scene, but in their haste to get away, they did leave behind a lot of their possessions, and some very incriminating evidence, including Buck's parole papers and Buck and Blanche's marriage certificate. So that was how it became known that Blanche and Buck were on the run with Bonnie and Clyde at the time, and why Blanche eventually served her sentence in Missouri. But also left behind were the now famous pictures of Bonnie and Clyde posing next to their cars with their guns. They were left behind on an undeveloped roll of film. And whenever those pictures were published in the Joplin Globe, that Bonnie and Clyde really became the nationwide legend So yes, the building they stayed in is still standing. It survived the Joplin tornado back in 2013, and it is available to stay in overnight on Airbnb. So I'm going to be staying there overnight, and I'm going to be taking so many pictures and videos, and I'm going to be breathing and inhabiting the same space that the real Blanche breathed and inhabited. I did visit this place once when I was in Springfield, Missouri. However, at the time, it was not open to the public, and it was not open on Airbnb, so I have pictures on the outside. I also visited the Joplin Museum complex there in Joplin, which has a couple artifacts from Bonnie and Clyde's time there, including some of Bonnie's jewelry that was left behind and a door frame from the apartment with bullet holes. But what perhaps I'm most excited for is while I'm there, I'm going to do a live stream from inside the apartment. The live stream will take place on the Facebook page for Memoirs of a Theater Kid, link down below. It will be March 14th, Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Time. What are we going to do in that live stream? Well, what do you guys want me to do? Maybe I can do a Q&A about Bonnie and Clyde. I can, try to show you guys around the apartment a little bit. But I think I will most definitely be giving a performance of Dying Ain't So Bad. Now, to be clear, I do not sing that song in the show, so I'm not giving anything away from our show, and I can never ever sing it as beautifully as I know Taylor, who's playing our Bonnie, is going to sing it. But it is the one song in the show that is performed in the Joplin apartment in the show. So how can I not recreate that in the actual location even if my character doesn't sing the song? I mean, come on. What can I say? I'm a big old nerd. I hope to see you at the live stream. Once again, that is the 14th of March, Saturday, 7 p.m. on the Memoirs of a Theater Kid Facebook page. Be sure to follow me at Memoirs of a Theater Kid. Be sure to read my blog at memoirsofatheaterkid.wordpress.com. I post new blog posts every month. But in the meantime, peace out, Girl Scouts. Stay classy. Bye, Gabby.